Welcome to another live troubleshooting session. Today, we're going to cover the Marty St. Nordic, where you actually extend your back and activate the entire posterior chain and then execute the hamstring curl. But I realized that a lot of people have difficulty actually learning the proper sequencing of how to fire the posterior chain. Most commonly is people just try to flex their hamstrings exclusively and they can't even lift themselves off the bench. So today, I'm gonna give you some drills to start so that you can actually start perfecting the form. And then afterwards, we're going to cover different troubleshooting options that you can do to help improve your Nordic. We're gonna set up on the bench here. Now, the first thing to do to start mastering the form is to kind of orient yourself through the range of motion. And the first part of the range of motion is the extension of the back. So by simply laying on your bench, I want you to try to see how high you can get by just squeezing your back and getting as high as you can. So nothing crazy, just go from down here, extend the back and hold and see how high you can elevate. This may vary from person to person, but once you get oriented to how high you can get, the next drill that I want you to work on is actually practice swinging through that motion with the upper back. So you're gonna go from here to here. At this point, I'm not trying to fire my hamstrings. I'm simply trying to see how much momentum I can generate to lift myself up with my back. Right here. Now you'll probably see at that point, I could probably just finish off the Nordic, which would then be your next step in learning it. So you get used to being extended, then you get used to swinging up, and then after that, you get used to following through with the hamstrings. So you come back down, do a couple swings, get oriented, and then catch it and follow through. Now that we covered the form, let's go ahead and get into the troubleshooting options. Brendan here is going to demonstrate the first troubleshooting option, which is elevation. Go ahead and come down. Work through a couple reps for me. So now what this elevation is doing, you'll notice that the bottom range for him is at this point. Now, if we remove this stack of plates, it's going to orient the bench further lower down. That's increasing his range of motion. Now, what that requires then is more strength in order to generate that momentum up and lift. So, as you are learning this exercise, one of the best things you can do to start getting through it is adding this elevation. Remove the requirement for strength and firing the posterior chain and just start grooving in the actual form for the Nordic. The next troubleshooting option is just strictly working the eccentric side of the Nordic. Go ahead and start. So the main aspect of this is that you want to resist the falling down as much as you can. This is providing a very great stimulus here at the connection of the hamstrings. Go ahead and go up. Nice. Work the way down again. And as you accumulate time in this position and learning to resist the lowering phase of the Nordic, you're actually going to accumulate a lot more strength in your hamstrings over time. In fact, just working the eccentric has been proven to reduce knee injuries in a lot of athletes. And if you can get, let's see how long you can go on the way down. Let's go for like 20 seconds. If you can really control the way down, this is a fantastic indicator that you are primed to start working on concentric Nordics. But it's once you fully master this eccentric that it's safe to start working on those concentric Nordics. Now, I recognize that a lot of people may not have a Nordic bench. Your best bet after a Nordic bench is actually to be doing leg curls. Now, Q's gonna go ahead and fire off. Now, the leg curl is, again, a hamstring curl exercise. The only thing is that it's the opposite end of the Nordic. On the Nordic, the very toughest part is at the bottom as you're working through the bottom of your eccentric and breaking past that point. On the leg curl, the toughest part is at the top. There's absolutely no tension at the bottom. He's just relaxing. He could hold that forever. Now, the leg curl is going to allow you, because it has weights, to measurably increase the strength of your hamstrings. And if we can improve the strength of your hamstrings over time, it's going to help get you stronger at your Nordic. So hopefully today you managed to learn the very basics of the form, how to master it over a long period of time, and also some troubleshooting options so that you can continue making progress on your Nordics.